And now up here in the top right now, I have an icon that I did not have before, and that is to lock or unlock the door. So if I press that lock or unlock button, that will actually make that door lock open and close right from the camera view. So this is really great. Hey everyone, it's Nate, and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, so right here we have the Eufy E30 smart lock. Now this is similar to their other smart locks. In fact, I have one of their other smart locks, but this one, the key thing is that it adds the Matter compatibility. So this really opens the door to a lot better integration with your existing smart home stuff. But if you don't want to integrate this with smart things or your Apple HomeKit or Alexa, Google, Home Assistant, whatever, you don't have to. So you can use the Eufy Smart app. And what this lock allows you to do is the good old-fashioned manual key. If someone like yourself or family member wants a key, it can do that. If you want to use your fingerprint, it can do that and be very quick and accurate there. If you want a keypad, it can do the keypad. If you want to use the app to open and close the lock, you can do that. So it has lots of different ways that it can be locked or unlocked, as well as integration as an automation. So you can either connect it to your cameras and have in the Eufy app, for example, if you have it paired with a specific camera, there's a lock icon that you can press and open or close the door while you're in that view. So for example, if you are viewing the doorbell, you could decide, hey, I want to unlock the door for that person, and you can give them access without having to give them a code or anything like that. But you can also define specific codes, and you can have them one-time use, you can have them schedule use and whatnot. So me personally, I'm going to put this on the house, and I'm going to use it for my own self, which is probably most common. I'll probably use my fingerprint because it seems to be the quicker way to do it than a keypad. But I'll have a keypad with a number in there, and what I'm really excited about is actually tying it back in with the rest of my smart home. So I have over 100 smart devices, I think 140 smart devices, which are smart lights. It is my alarm system, it's cameras, all kinds of stuff there. And by having this integrated as a Matter device, this uses a Matter over Thread. And so Thread, I think, is like a Zigbee protocol, so it's not Wi-Fi. This also has Wi-Fi though, so you can kind of pick either one. And that's what's really cool about it, is that I like that it has all these different options. It might be a little bit overwhelming to you if you're not used to everything that I'm throwing out here. It's kind of like a word salad, but just know that it has a lot of capability, and the new Matter protocol is probably one of the most adaptable ones, where it works with the most types of ecosystem. Alright, so before we get installed, let me just open up the box and show you what it comes with, and then we'll go and get it installed and get the app set up. Alright, so right on top they place a little placard or a little card, and it says, please use the Eufy app to do the setup prior to adding it to your own ecosystem. And so this is what they're saying. You don't use the Matter integration with smart things or Apple HomeKit or Home Assistant until you use the Eufy app first, and that's important for it to do the initial setup, do the calibration prior to adding it. So that's easy to do. Alright, so one of the main parts that is in the box is the keypad. So this is the outside or the exterior of the door, and that has a clear physical key slot. It's not hidden, it's right there on the forefront. So if you're used to using a key a lot, or someone's going to, it's pretty easy. Some other smart locks have them kind of hidden, which has its own pros and cons. Then obviously you have the keypad with the full 0 through 9 numbers, with a cancel and a OK button in there. And then up here you have, this is the fingerprint reader, so I'll show you how you can add that in there. On the back side, what I do like about their locks is that this is actually a rubber or silicone material that goes up against the door, so that helps seal it against the elements, helps keeps water from getting out inside your door, as well as helps prevent scratches from the door itself. So it's a nice addition that they've put on their locks. The indoor unit is similar. It is plastic, whereas the outdoor unit I think is aluminum. That's to be expected. That one's exposed to the elements. It has to be waterproof and whatnot. And then the indoor unit, the part that is aluminum is the little turn knob here. But I think the rest of the indoor unit is plastic.
bracketry. Now here's where you put the AA batteries. It takes 8 of them. They actually include them in the kit, and they say that can last up to 8 months of usage there. So really good uses there. Inside of this battery compartment is a set button. We'll use that during the setup. And on the top is also the QR code for setup, as well as for Matter as well. So that is the indoor unit. And then they also, for that indoor unit, it does have its own metal plate that it will screw through. That's what actually holds. This is the inside, and this is the outdoor. And then the screws will go through this plate on the indoor and into the outdoor unit. So this is a standard deadbolt that it comes with, and it can be adjusted by twisting it and sliding it out. That extends it so that you can have the one of the two standard offsets for the deadbolt on a US door. And then of course it comes with your keys and the hardware that you need to attach it, as well as the striker plate, which goes on the door jamb side. And then also, if you like stickers, they do include a Eufy security sticker. This is to put on the outside of the house to hopefully deter any bad actors from showing up and trying to break in. Now they do have a quick start guide, but it really doesn't have a whole lot in it. It's really a QR code that goes to the Eufy app. Let's put this in the door. It is a pretty quick install. It goes on any standard American door for the most part if you have a regular deadbolt. Do know it does not replace the door knobs that you twist and handle. This is really just replaces the deadbolt portion. But let's get it installed, and we'll show you as well as how to do the app setup. Alright, so this here is my Eufy C210 lock. So it's actually very similar in form factor, but it does not have the fingerprint reader up top, but it looks similar in overall shape and function. So let's get this one off and replace it. Alright, so there is a top label on it, so you just want to place that in with the top up high. Okay, so this is actually a little interesting because my smart home already found the Matter device, new Matter device, but I do not want to have it do that. So I'm going to go into my Eufy security app. Alright, so if you don't have the Eufy security app, you can go into your either Apple Store or Play Store and download the Eufy security app. There is a QR code to help you find that. But then once I'm inside of it, I hit the plus sign. I go to my smart lock options, and then I want to pick, since this is the E30, I can take this top one here. And I will select which home I want to put it in. And then we will let it do the QR code. So we'll scan the top QR code here. So here it's going to go through and actually walk you through the steps that you can do to install it, but I'm going to obviously skip that since I've already installed it. It is very standard for an install. Alright, so now we need to press the set button for a long period of time. Okay, we heard the beep. Alright, so now it is connecting directly to the lock via Bluetooth. And then you input your password for your home Wi-Fi. Like I said, this does have Wi-Fi. It also has the Matter connection as well as the Bluetooth. So it has lots of ways to connect and operate with your smart home. Alright, so now we can name the lock. And I'm going to customize it.
All right, so here's where we calibrate the door. So close the door and lock it. All right, calibrate the lock. All right, so here it is in the Eufy app. Now you can see the main screen just has this lock and unlock, and it's unlocked right now. I'm gonna tell it to lock. You can see it obviously just locked. I can drag it down to unlock it, and there we go. So now you can go back and hit lock events. You can see the history that you can see that I just locked and unlocked it. You can also see the push notification that just came through that shows you that it was unlocked by the user. And so if you have different access codes and different app access then or fingerprints, it will tell you who did that. So if I have it as my wife or an in-law or neighbor, then it would tell me that that person is who locked or unlocked the door. I can also hit manage access here, and this is where I can add users. You can see I only have Nader, but if I want to add a new user, I can click add user, and I can type that in as someone else, like a test, and hit confirm. And then now I can set up that they can always have access, they can only have a scheduled access, or even a one-time access. So let me just do always, hit next to show you these options here. This is where I can type in whatever code. It needs to be at least 4 digits and can be as long as 8 digits. All right, now you can do fingerprint. Now fingerprint, you obviously need the person here, and they have to tap their finger on that sensor, up to 10 times. So that one you'll need to do only when they're there. Everything else for remote access you can do away from home. And then again, if you want to change it, once you save them, you can go there and change the name. Now, if you wanted to delete their access, you can just go in there and then at the bottom hit delete. If you wanted to, you can also change the name if you wanted to, as well as the passcode and the fingerprint. You can always add that stuff later. Okay, so now the other feature you have here is the top right, the gear icon. If I hit that gear icon, now I can get some other settings. You can change the auto lock. So if you want it to automatically lock after you open it and leave, you can do the one touch locking, which allows you to press and hold the little security icon in the bottom right, and that will automatically lock. You don't have to enter a passcode if you want to. Wrong try protection means if you have too many failed attempts, it will lock it out, so you can adjust how many wrong attempts happen as well as how long it locks out. Then you can scramble the passcode. This one has pros and cons, but this allows you to add other digits prior to and after your passcode, and it will still work. And then works with Matter. This is where you can decide if you want to add and integrate it with other third-party devices. So for me, I do want to do that, and we'll do that here in a second. Let's go in here and look at the lock sounds. You can have this beep at us or not beep at us, and we can change the volume for it. We can do a recalibration if we need to. Only that would be if you move or relocate the door lock or you're having trouble with it. Otherwise, you'd leave it alone. The notification here, by default, it's only when it's unlocked, but you could set it up so you're told when it does lock as well. And then here in the journal, this is just more about the device and how it is connected to the internet with the Wi-Fi in the setting. And then you can also get more information about the device and do firmware updates for it. All right, so if I wanted to integrate it with a doorbell camera, I can click integrate now. So I have many Eufy cameras, and I can go in here and pick which one I want. For me specifically, I'm going to use the garage light, which is down here. And that's because this light is the one that actually can see this area of the house. All right, so here you go. You can see that it is now connected to the Eufy garage light. All right, so here you can see that I am out here in the garage. I'm in front of the door. And now up here in the top right now, I have an icon that I did not have before, and that is to lock and unlock the door. So if I press that lock or unlock button, that will actually make that door lock open and close right from the camera view. So this is really great if I am trying to look at the camera and see, and this would be if it's a doorbell camera as well, that will work as well. And you can go ahead and unlock and tell the person with a two-way communication that, hey, I'm unlocking the door for you, or I can lock it back. So I think that is a pretty cool feature, and that is nicely integrated. Okay, so now I'm going to do the works with the Matter, and this is where I do want to have it connect to Matter. So I'm going to say connect to a third-party ecosystem. I'm going to pick other. Now you can do obviously Google Home and Alexa as well as Apple Home. For me, I'm going to do Home Assistant. So I'm just going to go ahead and click other, and then make sure you have a hub that supports Thread. Device must be on the same network. Okay, in Home Assistant, I did have to add a Matter add-on. I'm using the, I guess you call it the default or the factory one in there. So that is added and active. All right, so now I'm going to go back into the Eufy security app on this door lock. I'm going to click the Works with Matter. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to start the pairing process. Now that that's started, I'm going to go back to my, so we're going to click Add Device. We're going to add a Matter device. And we're going to say no, it's new. And then looks like we're going to add a QR code. Okay. Let's see, I'm ready to go ahead and connect to it.
Alright, so the physical install was very straightforward, just as I expected with any other type of Deadbolt lock I've done before. The connecting it to Wi-Fi in the Eufy security app was also very easy and straightforward, and that initial setup was a piece of cake. Now this was my first Matter device that I've actually connected to my home ecosystem, and my first Thread device, so I had to do some learning there, and where I'm using my Home Assistant as my Matter router, or my Matter server I believe it's called, but then my Google Home Max is actually my Thread border router. So I had to figure out kind of that kind of stuff and get it to connect to the Google as border router, but then have Home Assistant be the Matter server. So I did get that working, and it does work. I will say I was a little bit disappointed in the feature set that's out there, and that's I think more driven by the Matter standard protocol than it is from Eufy Security themselves. But basically, there's a lock, unlock, state. There is battery percentage information in there, and that's really about it. It did not look like I could get the user, the specific user or key code that was used on it from what I could tell at first glance. So it does have some capability from tie-in into your smart home with Home Assistant or Apple Home or whatnot, but I think the Matter protocol is pretty bare bones, at least right now. Hopefully that will grow over time, but that's fine because I do really like the Eufy security app. I use it a lot for my cameras, and I showed you how it does some really cool integration with the cameras, and you can also do Eufy security app based automations where if you see people, in fact it can even do the facial recognition with some of their cameras if you have their home base, and you can do automations based off that. In the app you can also set up time schedules for when different people's access is active or not active, so whether that's a keypad or a fingerprint, all that is something that you can configure in there. So all that to say, I think this does actually meet the needs of most people when they need a smart deadbolt. It has really all of the different features, everything from the physical key to being able to touch a button on a camera view and having it unlock remotely and everything in between. So I recommend the camera. I think it's a good option for those looking for it. Please check the video description below or their first comment. I do typically put links. Oftentimes they have discount codes or links in there as well to give you cheaper deals. So check those out, and then stay tuned for more videos from this channel. And as always, please consider liking and subscribing. So thanks for staying tuned. We'll see you next time.